Hey, Jimmy, are you there? I just wanted to let you know that a pregnant woman was just at our house.
A pregnant woman? What is that supposed to mean? Who was this woman? A friend of yours or something like that?
No, she wasn't anyone that I had ever met before. But she introduced herself as Libby to me. Do you happen to know anyone named Libby?
Libby, huh? No. Not really anyone that I can think of.
So then, you're telling me that you forgot who this person is?
I don't really know. All I know is that I don't think that I have any friends with that name, so I don't know what you want me to say.
Well, that's just so weird, because when she showed up, she said that she was looking for you because you helped her out. She said that she was feeling really ill one day from her pregnancy and sat down outside. And she said that you must have noticed how she was feeling because you offered to buy her some water since it was so hot.
Oh, wow. Yes, okay. Now that you say all of that, this sounds a lot more familiar now. I just had no idea that that woman's name was Libby is all. You're really telling me she showed up to our house just to thank me for that?
Apparently so. But honestly, you almost never see people take that kind of time and patience to say their thanks. I mean, she even brought over a pie that she baked for us.
Oh, wow. Well, great. That's all good then, isn't it?
I think so, yes. And I don't know how she knew, but she made pecan pie, my favorite.
Well, that is good. I was almost worried for a second that something bad had happened with this person.
Well, that is actually one thing that I wanted to talk to you about with this woman. I asked her how she knew where we all lived, and she told me that you told her our address on the day you helped her.
Well, she kept going on about how she wanted to pay me back and she wouldn't let up, so I finally told her our address. But of course, I never really thought that she would even remember it, let alone show up at our front door. I honestly totally forgot that I even told her the address. I thought I'd just helped her and that was it.
I see. Well, I guess I can see how you would just forget doing something like that while you were busy. But either way, it sounds like Libby was really, really grateful for all that you did to her. I mean, to think that she would come all the way here just to try and thank you in person. It really is amazing.
Yeah, right? I mean, of course it's not like she really needed to come all the way here.
Well, I guess she just felt really, really grateful for what you did for her. It sounds like she really wasn't feeling well at all, and you showed up at just the right moment. But wow, she looked really, really pregnant when she showed up. I sure hope she's feeling better now and isn't having any of those issues that you had to help her through.
If you think she's looking better, then hopefully that means she is. She was looking pretty bad the day that we first met.
I think she was looking very good. She was all smiles and very, very polite. And I asked her if she was feeling better, and she said that she was. So hopefully there isn't anything to worry about.
Well, there you go. It sounds like all is well that ends well, right?
But there is just another thing that I still can't quite wrap my head around. I mean, it's just that it's a little unusual for you to be helping people like that.
Oh, come on. Are you really telling me it's unusual for me to give people a hand now and then? That's crazy.
Well, I'm just saying that I've been in bed with a fever and can hardly get a word out of you, much less a hand.
Right, well, the thing about that time was that I had a really important conference coming up, and I couldn't risk getting whatever it is that you had.
Yes. We've already talked this topic to death, if you ask me. But I just can't help comparing that time to now. And I suppose that leads me to think that maybe we shouldn't have gotten married.
Oh, come on. Give me a break, Cindy. You're just being ridiculous now. I told you that I was really sorry for the way I acted while you were sick. And of course, if that ever happened to you again, I would be by your side the entire time.
And I certainly hope so. Because if you repeated that same little stunt of yours again, well, it just wouldn't go well for you.
I know, Cindy. And I want you to know that I am really sorry about that.
Well, anyways, it's all in the past now. But you should hurry home so we can enjoy this homemade pie.
Glad to see that no matter how you feel about the situation, you're still going to eat the pie anyways.
I mean, why wouldn't I? That's just a waste of a good pie at that point, you know? Anyways, do you have any idea what time you're going to come home today?
I think I might actually have to come back just a little late, so I might not be home until around 9.
Oh, okay. No problem at all. I'll just keep doing my work at home too then. And make sure to have some dinner ready for you by the time that you get home as well.
Cindy, are you there? Is now a good time to chat really quick?
Oh, Jimmy? What's the matter? Is everything okay?
Well, it's just, I have to go on a business trip. I'll have to leave for it next week, and I'm going to be gone for a couple weeks after that.
Hold on a second. You mean that you're going to be out of town next week? But Jimmy, that's when our anniversary is.
I know. That's why I'm really sorry about this.
I mean, we even made those reservations at our favorite restaurant for it.
You're right. And I'm really sorry this had to come up right now. I promise to try and make it up to you when I get back. Okay?
Well, okay. I mean, I guess if it's for your job, then you can't really say no to it, right? I can call the restaurant and tell them to cancel the plans, though.
Please do, Cindy. I really appreciate that. I was really looking forward to getting to go out with you, of course, but...
No, it's fine. I know that you wouldn't do something like this. It sounds like we really don't have much choice. But you don't really get sent on business trips all that often. In fact, I don't think you've had any since we got married.
Yeah, you're right. But this one is just a bit weird. Should be a one-off thing, really.
Oh, I see. So then it's not that you're just going to be having to do a lot more business trips in the future?
Yeah, that's right. I really think that if there are more in the future, that they're going to be really rare.
Actually, while we're on this subject, I just wanted to say that you've been coming home later and later recently. Are things just getting really busy at work for you or something like that?
Yeah, that's what's going on. Our managers are trying to introduce this new system, and it's taking a lot of readjusting. So everyone at the office is kind of all over the place and really scattered in terms of how to do their jobs now.
Oh, I see. Well, I hope that your bosses aren't driving everyone totally crazy. But anyways, you need to make sure to watch what you eat while you're away on this business trip. You can't just be eating junk food or out at restaurants every day, got it? Have a salad every now and then.
Okay. I wasn't going to eat just junk food, you know. Besides, you know that I care a lot more about what I eat since I got together with you. But I will have to eat out a few times just because there's going to be business meetings with clients and all of that. And I'm sure that we're going to be taking them out to nice restaurants to try and impress them, you know?
Well, just as long as you're doing it for work and not just having a mini vacation for yourself over there. And make sure you don't agree to go out on any kind of skeevy girly bars or anything like that. Got it?
Come on, Cindy. Just who do you think I am anyways, huh? Besides, this is going to be on the company dime, so auditors are going to look at where we've gone. I think we'll probably just go out to eat dinner, talk, and then everyone is going to go home. It'll all be pretty simple.
I certainly hope that it's that simple. But, with all that said, I'll go take down your suitcase and start packing some clothes for you. And then I'll be sure to leave it by the front door so it's ready for when you need it.
My suitcase? What do you mean by that?
Well, you're the one who just told me that you were going to go away on a business trip for 2 weeks.
Oh, right. Duh. Sorry, just kind of had a little brain fart right there.
It is 2 weeks, isn't it? Tell me now so that when I pack for you, I get it right.
Yeah, it is 2 weeks. I'm sorry about the confusion. It's just been a while since I've gone on a business trip like this. I hope I don't forget anything.
Well, do you think that you're going to be coming home late tonight again?
Yeah, I think I will. But it shouldn't be as bad as the other nights this time.
I see. Well, okay then. I guess I'll just make dinner for you and leave it in the usual spot for you.
Yes, please. And I really am sorry that I've been leaving so much housework for you to do. I appreciate you stepping up to help out.
Well, I understand that you're really busy with work these days, so it really isn't a big deal. Besides, you know that I'm basically home all day with my work anyways. I only have to go into the office a couple of times a week, so I have time to handle things around here.
It's almost not fair, you know?
Oh, really? What makes you say that? I remember before you were so cagey about my working as well.
I know, and I always feel bad for that as well. I'm glad that you work, Cindy.
Do you really mean that? It's good to hear at least, because I was always thinking of working anyways.
And I really wouldn't expect any less of you anyways. So, anyways, I just want to let you know that when I get back from the business trip, I promise that I'm going to do even more work around the house than before.
Really? Do you really, really mean that, Jimmy? Because I'm going to hold you to that, you know.
Of course I mean it, and you should hold me to it. I'm really happy that I've married such a self-sufficient woman, but it's just taught me that I need to step up and do more.
But seriously, why would they do something like this? I mean, don't they know when our anniversary is? It's so unfair that they're going to make you work through it. You know that's not right, right?
I know. But I guess it's all decided and a bit too late to try and do anything about it now, right?
I guess so. I suppose I really have no choice but to just wait for you to come back.
Don't worry. This trip is going to go great, and then I'll come back home and make it all up to you.
Hey, Jimmy. Are you there? I was just wondering if you wanted to try calling today.
Oh, shoot, Cindy. I'm really, really sorry, but I actually have plans to go out to dinner with a client pretty soon here. And I don't think that I'm going to be getting back to the hotel until pretty late at night, actually.
Oh, I see. Well, okay. That's fair, I suppose.
Also, I'm really sorry about this, but my trip was extended for an additional week. But we'll find the time to call soon, okay?
You mean you promised me that you'll be back here in a week?
I promise that I'll be back then. I mean, it's not like I want to be so far from home and having to do work.
But you really are doing work, right? I mean, you're really away on a business trip right now, right?
Of course I am. Just what do you even mean with those kinds of questions?
Well, it's just that I had a friend tell me that they saw you in the next town over today. But I told them that that couldn't be right because you're away.
Well, yeah, of course that's what it was. It's impossible that your friend saw me because I'm not even in the state right now. I guess whoever this person was, they just looked like me. Besides, I wouldn't really think that your friends are the best people to recognize me since we really only met once when you and I got married, right?
Yeah, I guess that is true, now that you point it out.
Well then, it sounds to me like your friend just saw someone who looked like me. Unless they really did look like me, in which case, I'd kinda like to see them. I've always wondered about if I had a doppelganger out there somewhere.
You know, I was really surprised my friend told me that, actually. I even thought that you might be lying to me for a second.
Oh, come on. You know that I would never do something like that, Cindy.
I know, but it's just that ever since you left on your business trip, I feel like we've barely been able to talk. And if I don't send you messages, then you hardly ever reach out to me first, you know?
I know that, but it's only because I'm really busy right now.
And so, you're really at the hotel for your business trip right now? You promise that's the truth?
That's what I'm telling you. If you really want me to, then I can send you a picture of the place when I get back to it after dinner.
Okay then. I want to see the hotel and the inside of your room too, okay?
Yeah, of course. Whatever it's going to take to set your mind at ease about all of this.
Well, then do you think that you could show me all of this during a video call?
You want me to show you the hotel I'm staying at on a video call? I knew that you really didn't believe me. Do you have any idea how hard I'm working out here? I really don't need this.
Jimmy, I didn't want to say anything, but I think you've been acting really weird lately.
And I've already told you, it's because I'm really busy with work right now. And when I finish work, I get back to my hotel room exhausted. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a dinner to get to.
But you'll send me photos of the hotel, won't you?
I don't know. Maybe if I remember to at this point. But right now, I just really don't want to talk to you. Please just leave me alone right now, okay? Hey there, Cindy. Super sorry to bug you while you're working, but is now a good time?
Yeah, now works. I'm actually taking the day off, so it's fine.
Oh, really? You are? What are you doing that for?
Well, I just had some things that I needed to take care of is all. Why? Am I not supposed to?
No, that's fine, of course. I was actually just messaging you to tell you that my trip has been extended by another week. I'm really sorry to do this to you, but my office is just really desperate to have me out here and I need to stay longer.
Your business trip? I thought that you were taking paternity leave. That's what your work told me anyways. You don't have to lie anymore about this. Why don't you tell me whose kid this is?
Wait, what do you mean paternity leave? What, are you pregnant or something?
You know, the other day I just happened to run into one of your coworkers at the supermarket. They came up to me to congratulate me, and when I asked what for, they said the child that I just had. Anyways, I was pretty confused, so I called your office to ask about what that person meant. And your supervisor told me that you had been away on paternity leave this whole time. Care to explain yourself?
I think there's been some kind of mistake here. Maybe when you gave the person on the phone your name, they looked up someone with the same last name as me. Maybe they just told you about someone else at my office who was taking off for paternity leave, right? I mean, I already told you about how rare it is for men to get that where I work.
Are you there with your client right now, Jimmy?
Would it be weird if I was right now?
Okay, well, I think I'm going to leave the house. You have fun with your business trip or whatever it is.
Wait, what? What do you mean you're leaving the house? Where are you going? What is this all about?
Jimmy, just give it up. I already know everything. I know that you knocked up that Libby girl. And that you've been having an affair with her for a while now, right?
Wait, what? Are you crazy? What in the world ever gave you that idea? Of course I'm not having an affair with that lady.
You know, I almost told you this, but when Libby came over to drop off her gift, she also gave me a thank you letter that had her address on it. At first, I didn't think anything of it, until that friend told me that they saw you in a nearby town.
We went over this. That had to have been someone who looked like me.
I was willing to believe that until I realized that that was a town that Libby lives into. So I tried to go and look at her place and the address she gave me, and I didn't have to wait long before I saw you sneaking in. I even took pictures of it happening. Videos, too. So just drop the act with me right now, okay? I already know the whole truth. This entire business trip of yours has just been one giant lie. You knocked up the woman you were cheating on me with and lied to me about need to go on a business trip so that you could help raise your kid. But I do have to admit that you really did trick me. I believed everything that you were telling me.
You don't understand. She was threatening me. She told me that if I didn't help her, that she would tell you all about us. That's the whole reason she went over to our house, to show me that she wasn't joking. But I didn't want you to find out because I didn't want you to leave me. Libby and I didn't have anything serious between the two of us. This whole thing has just been an accident.
You know, I don't even know whether to believe you or not anymore. But at this point, I just don't think I care at all.
Please, you have to understand. Libby said that if I help her for a month, that she'll never bother me again. I won't have to be a father to this child at all, and it can go back to being just you and I.
And you think that that kind of attitude makes me want to stay with you? You really are out of your mind if you think that I'm going to stick with you through this. You lied to me and kept me hoping that you would come back one day. But instead, you just kept stretching and stretching this lie until it collapsed under its own weight. You betrayed me, and I never, ever want anything to do with you ever again. Do you understand me? I mean, is this why I've been having to do all the work around the house? Is this why you've been coming home so late? Why it's been so difficult to even get a text back from you while you've been away?
Cindy, please. I really am sorry. You have to believe that I never ever wanted things to go this way. I should have never cheated on you, and I realize that now. So please, I just hope that you can find it in your heart to forgive me for what I've done to you.
You're a joke, and I never want anything to do with you again. The next you hear from me, it will be through my lawyer. After that, Jimmy and I began the divorce process. I'd collected enough evidence that he knew he had no way of getting out of this. Then, I sued him and Libby for their affair. At first, I was prepared to move out of the house, but because of the divorce, Jimmy was left with little choice but to father his child so that he could live with Libby. Apparently, it was either that or pay child support to Libby until the child turned 18. But Jimmy didn't have enough money after the lawsuit, and Libby knew that she would get more from him by having him at home. After the divorce, rumors started to fly around Jimmy's office about his so-called paternal leave. The employee who approached me at the supermarket talked about how confused I was when I heard I was supposed to have had a baby. When Jimmy returned to his office, practically everyone had some wild theory about what he was really doing.
Hey there, Annie. I hate beating around the bush, so I'll get straight to the point. Karen, what is it? It's about your husband, Arthur. As much as it pains me to say this. Oh, who am I kidding? It doesn't pain me at all to say this. You're acting really weird. Could you just tell me what this is about, please? Arthur is mine now. And we just got out of our hotel room after an evening of... well, I think you know. Let me get this straight, Karen. Are you telling me right now that you're having an affair with my husband? That's right. Actually, it's been just about a year since we started seeing each other. We're deeply in love. How did you even meet Arthur? Oh, it's a simple story, really. I started working at Arthur's company, that's all. And since I've got nothing to hide anymore, I may as well tell you that I had every intention to make him mine from the moment I applied. I'm just as gifted in the workplace as I am in the bedroom, so I was a shoo-in for the position. And that was precisely what made Arthur go head over heels for me. Oh, Annie, if only you were more of a woman, then maybe it wouldn't have been so easy to take Arthur from you. Is there more to this conversation, or is that all you wanted to say? What's up with that reaction? You've told me that you've been having an affair with my husband for a year, so is that it? You met, you slept with him, and now you're telling me about it? I've got all that, so let's keep this conversation moving forward, if you don't mind. You're something else, Annie. You said you hate beating around the bush, right? Well, so do I. Oh. All right, fine. Have it your way. So anyway, early next month, I'll be taking a week off from work. Would you like to know what I'll be doing? I'll be going on a week-long vacation with Arthur. I see. And while we're away, I need someone to look after my 3 kids. And since you're just a housewife, I thought I could just have you take care of them. Huh? While you were planning this big reveal to me, do you honestly think that I would just agree to babysit your kids while you sleep with my husband? You have no choice but to say yes. Why? Because I'm a strong, independent woman who successfully balanced a high-achieving career and being a single mother. And you're nothing but a housewife. Any time you'd like to start making sense would be great, Karen. You made a pretty big leap in reasoning there, and I'm gonna have to ask you to show your work. Wow, Annie, I had no idea you were so dull. You still have no idea what sort of position you're in, do you? What position would that be? Your days as the pampered and spoiled housewife of a rich and successful entrepreneur are about to come to an abrupt end. Your beautiful little house of cards is about to come tumbling down. And when it does, you're in for an extremely hard awakening when you hit rock bottom. Let me see if I've got this straight. You're saying that if I divorce my husband, that I'll have no one to take care of me since I don't work? Are you threatening me? Threatening? Heavens no! I would never dream of threatening you, Annie. I'm giving you some valuable information. Reality apparently hasn't set in for you yet, so let me be clear. If you don't want to find yourself a divorced woman with nowhere to go and no one to help you, then be a good little girl and look after my kids while we're away. Got it? Let me repeat. Did you really think that this little game of yours would work on me? Obviously, yeah. I think that any rational person in your position would realize you've been totally defeated and just do exactly as I say. What do you say, Annie? You'll look after my kids for me, right? Not a chance. Excuse me? There's not a snowball's chance in hell that I'm gonna look after my husband's mistress's kids while they're out on a romantic getaway. You'll have to hire a babysitter or something. I'm not doing it. You are unbelievable, Annie. Do you still think you're in any position to be saying no to me? You don't want to get divorced, do you? Think about your daughter. If you don't want the both of you to get kicked to the curb, penniless and hopeless, then do what I say and watch my kids during our vacation. Hey, Jack, got a minute?
Sure. Annie? What's up?
There's been some activity from you-know-who concerning you-know-what, and we need to move fast. Are you good to go?
Wow. From the sound of things, this is pretty serious. The last we talked, you were planning on waiting until your daughter's summer vacation was over.
Yeah, this can't wait that long anymore. We gotta move soon. And by soon, I mean by next month.
Sheesh.
Can you do it?
Well, I mean, from my position, it's really a the sooner the better type of thing. But good grief, what happened?
It looks like Arthur's punishment is going to come sooner than I expected.
Go on.
Earlier this afternoon, Arthur's mistress texted me personally and blew the lid on their whole affair.
No way! For real?
It gets worse. She said that she and Arthur are going on a week-long vacation early next month. And, get this, she's now demanding that I take care of her 3 kids for her while they're away.
What?
I was originally planning to hold off for a bit longer, but now that my daughter could get involved, I think the time for holding off is over.
Holy smokes! What is that woman's problem? Like, is she clinically insane?
It wouldn't surprise me at all if she was, but in all honesty, I think that rather than mental illness, her real problem is just that she's an amoral, home-wrecking, slimy harlot with absolutely no conscience.
Oof. Don't hold back. Tell me what you really think about her.
Oh, don't worry. I have no intentions of holding back or looking after her kids. After all, I'm really not in as weak of a position as she thinks I am. Quite the contrary, she's so blissfully unaware of what's really going on and what I have in store for her. To be honest, I feel kind of bad for her.
Ha! Yeah, I wouldn't want to be in her position right now either. Alright then. Let's meet up at my house to discuss the specifics of where we go from here. Can you come over on Saturday?
Is it alright if I bring my daughter along with me?
Yeah. My wife's going to be taking our son over to her folks' place for the day, so we'll just have your daughter go along with them.
Thanks. I'll talk to her personally when I can, but please give her my thanks in advance, will you?
Just did. She says, don't mention it. I'm glad to help.
Alright, so Saturday at 10 a.m.? Does that sound okay?
Got it. Let me know if there's anything you need me to prepare in advance.
Thanks, Jack. See you Saturday. Hey there, Annie. Arthur and I are leaving for our vacation tomorrow. When will you be coming to pick up my kids? I'm pretty sure I already told you I'm not babysitting for you. Oh, please, Annie. Give up the ghost. You're not fooling anyone. You know just as well as I do that you can't say no to me. Honestly, I don't care if you get divorced or not. It's all the same to me. Either way, Arthur is still mine, and you're still a loser. But as long as you're married, we'll always have a babysitter to take care of my kids for me, which means I'll have more free time to spend with my Arthur. So, Annie, like I said, I'm a superior woman to you in every way, and if I wanted, I could make Arthur divorce you anytime I want. It's out of the kindness of my heart that I'm allowing you to stay married to him. For now. Oh, would you look at the time? We need to get going. I'll just drop my kids off at the curb in front of your house. You can handle things from there. Make sure you feed them some proper meals, okay? Karen, I told you, I am not taking care of your kids. And I told you, unless you want your sweet little daughter thrown out on the streets, yes, you are. No, I literally cannot babysit your kids. I have to work today. What? I'm not a housewife anymore. I have work today, so I sent my daughter over to my parents' house to look after her until the evening. And they'll have their hands full with her. They can't look after your kids, too. What? So what, you got yourself some part-time job? A janitor or something? Nope, I'm actually a regular full-time employee. In your dreams, what company would hire some housewife like you? What skills could you possibly have to offer them? So yeah, I'll drop my kids off in front of your place. See you in a week. Annie, where are you and where are my kids? Oh, hello, Karen. I see you made it back from your vacation. Obviously! I just came to pick up my kids. But Arthur said that all of your and your daughter's things are completely gone. The house is empty. What on earth is going on? Where are my kids? Don't tell me you just abandoned them out on the street! Nah, don't worry. I'd never do a thing like that. Don't tell me not to worry! Where are my kids? Your kids should be all safe and sound at your ex-husband's place. What? My ex-husband? Yeah, I figured that since they're his kids too, that he'd like to know what was going on with them. It just so happens that the husband of a friend of mine used to work with your ex and still had his phone number. So he gave me your ex-husband's phone number and I gave him a call. What did you do, Annie? Me? I didn't do anything. But as for your ex, as soon as he got to my house and saw that you actually did just abandon them on our front lawn, he put them right into his car and took them back to his house with him. No! How could you do this to me? Again, I didn't do anything. However, your husband will likely be suing you for custody over what you did. So I would recommend getting a lawyer and preparing to pay out money and child support. You monster! Who do you think you are? Fine, that does it. I'm going to make Arthur divorce you, so I recommend you get a lawyer if you can afford one. Is that so? You'll soon learn that you should have simply shut up and done what you were told. While you were enjoying your pampered existence as a housewife, I was out there in the real world making something of myself. Now you're going to see exactly what a cruel place the real world is. Did you not see me say I'm a full-time employee? Oh yeah, I saw your lies. Listen, Karen, I guess you didn't know this, but the reason I was a full-time housewife for about a year was just an issue of timing and circumstances. What is that supposed to mean? When I made the decision to resign from my old company, I was already planning to work with my brother Jack, who was in the process of starting up his own company. But due to a number of circumstances within the company and the industry overall, that company ended up going bankrupt before I actually resigned. Unfortunately, my brother wasn't quite ready to launch his company when that happened, and my daughter had just started kindergarten to boot. So I figured that rather than get some random job at a place with the intent to quit that job in less than a year, I would spend that free time studying up to obtain some new certifications I would need to work with my brother's company. And I just passed my final tests last month. And so, as of last week, I am officially an employee at my brother's company. I see. Originally, I wasn't planning to start work there for another few months. But since you decided to enact your brilliant scheme of threatening me with divorce if I didn't watch your kids while you slept with my husband, I talked to my brother and had him move up our plans a few months. Okay. I really do feel bad about petty issues between adults having an impact on my daughter, but to be fully honest, she never really liked her father anyway. On the other hand, she always loved my parents, and now that we've moved in with them, she is absolutely thrilled to be able to play with her grandma and grandpa every day. So, it's probably better for her this way. So, you mean... Yep, you guessed it. Thanks for your advice about getting a lawyer, but I actually already had one. And he's now hard at work on a lawsuit against my husband for his affair. And of course, you'll be getting served as well, so be prepared for that. No! Oh, and one more thing. Arthur's getting fired as president of his company. He is? I was never involved with his company, so I don't know the specifics, but word on the street is he repeatedly broke the ethics rules that he himself set for the company's executives. Ironic, huh? Wait, hold on. This can't be happening. None of this was supposed to happen. Everything was going according to plan. How could things possibly turn out this badly for me? You know, there's a word for what's happening to you right now. What is it? Karma. In any case, there's no point in me continuing this conversation with you, so I'll go ahead and take my leave here. You'll be hearing from my lawyer within a few days with all the details of my lawsuit against you. Can't we talk about this like adults? Nope. Bye. Arthur and I got divorced a month after that. I sued the both of them for their affair and won a hefty judgment. I also sued Arthur for child support, so he'll be on the hook for that until she's 18. Not long after that, Arthur was removed from his post as president of his company. He inherited that position from his father, who founded the company, and he was so furious that he's now forcing Arthur to make ends meet as a day laborer in the company's factory. As for Karen, she lost custody of all 3 kids to her ex-husband, and the shoe's on the other foot now. She's the one who will have to pay child support to him. Word about her illicit affair with the now former president, my ex-husband, spread throughout the company, and after a while she couldn't stand being the subject of constant ridicule and quit her job. Karen holed herself up in her apartment for a few weeks after that, but her parents came along to slap some sense into her and got her a job somewhere with company housing close to the office. Apparently, she actually is an incredibly talented worker, so if she can just manage to fix her atrocious personality and lack of morals, she might actually be able to turn her life around. But frankly, I'm not too optimistic about that.